We live in a world where nearly everything is just a click, swipe, or voice command away. Need groceries? You can order them on your phone and have them delivered in under an hour. Want a new outfit? A few taps on an app and it'll arrive on your doorstep tomorrow. Are you hungry? Skip the cooking. Your favorite meals can now show up at your door while you lounge in your pajamas. Looking for love? There's a dating app that lets you swipe through potential partners in seconds. It's easy, it's fast, it's efficient. But underneath all this convenience is a hidden truth. While our lives may feel simpler on the surface, the cost, financially, emotionally, and psychologically, is much higher than we realize. At first glance, convenience feels like progress, and in many ways, it is. Modern innovations have saved us time and eliminated countless mundane tasks. But when convenience becomes the default for everything we do, it begins to warp how we view time, effort, and even satisfaction. This isn't just about getting what we want faster. It's also about the way constant ease encourages overconsumption, overspending, and unrealistic expectations. And that at its core is driven by consumerism. Consumerism isn't just the act of buying things, it's a mindset. It's the belief that buying something will improve our lives, make us happier, or solve a problem. It thrives on urgency, novelty, and impulse. The more convenient it is to consume, the more we do it. Convenience isn't just about making things easier, it's about removing friction. And once friction is gone, we don't stop to question our purchases, we just act. And that's the illusion of convenience. It makes us feel like we're saving time, but often we're just spending more money with less thought. Take Amazon for example. Once a humble online bookstore, it's now the ultimate symbol of frictionless consumerism. With over 200 million Prime subscribers worldwide, one-click ordering, same-day shipping, personalized recommendations, and it's all designed to make buying as easy and addictive as possible. And according to Insider Intelligence, the average Prime user spends over $1,400 annually, compared to around $600 for non-members. Well, why? Because when purchases feel effortless, we stop thinking of them as real transactions. The payment is invisible, the delivery is fast, and the dopamine hit is instant. And food delivery apps tell a similar story. In the past, takeout was a treat, something you did occasionally, but now it's routine. And according to a study, nearly 60% of consumers use food delivery apps at least once a week. And the convenience is undeniable, but the cost adds up fast. A $12 meal can quickly turn into $25 or more after delivery fees, service charge fees, small order fees, and tips. And over time, this can quietly drain your finances. If you're ordering delivery 4 times a week, that's potentially over $5,000 a year spent on food you could have cooked for a fraction of the price. But convenience doesn't just affect our wallets, it's reshaped our minds. The more we're conditioned to expect things instantly, the less tolerance we have for waiting, discomfort, or effort. We get irritated when a web page takes more than a few seconds to load. We abandon shows that don't hook us in the first 5 minutes. We get anxious if someone doesn't text back right away. And this impatience isn't just a personality quirk, it's the emotional cost of constant convenience. It trains our brains to expect everything now and makes anything less feel like a failure. And this mindset extends to even relationships too. Dating apps have completely changed how people meet and interact. What was once a slow organic process where you had to fumble your words and stutter and summon the courage to ask out that special someone out on a date, and now it happens in a digital marketplace of endless choices. Swipe left, swipe right, on to the next. Apps like Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge offer instant access to thousands of potential matches, but studies show that this abundance can actually lead to less satisfaction. A Pew Research study in 2022 found that 45% of young adults using dating apps reported feeling more frustrated than hopeful, and many described feeling burned out or emotionally numb. When connection becomes convenient, it can also become disposable. Another area where convenience has crept in and wreaked havoc is in personal finance. Buy now pay later services like Klarna, Afterpay, and Affirm have surged in popularity. They market themselves as smarter alternatives to credit cards. You can get what you want immediately and pay it off in small manageable chunks. And that sounds great, right? But the numbers tell a different story. According to a 2023 survey from LendingTree, 42% of Buy Now Pay Later users have missed at least one payment, and 70% admitted they spent more than they would have if they paid up front. And Buy Now Pay Later users are using it on everything, from burritos to Coachella to even food delivery. And these services encourage impulse purchases by disguising debt as budgeting. It's not just about financial planning, it's about feeling good in the moment even if it costs you later. Subscriptions are another sneaky expense tied to convenience. Instead of buying products outright, we now have to rent everything. Spotify with music, Netflix with movies, Rent the Runway with clothes, and Adobe and Microsoft with software, and even razors and snacks through monthly boxes. It does seem harmless though. $10 here, $15 there, but those small charges add up. A 2024 survey by Rocket Money found that the average American spends $219 a month on subscriptions. And most people underestimate that by at least 50%. And even worse, many people continue paying for things they don't use simply because canceling is inconvenient. And let's not forget digital tipping, which has exploded with the rise of cashless payments. Consumers are now prompted to tip for everything, from takeout to even self-service kiosks. And in many cases, these tips are being requested before any service is even prompted. While tipping culture is a separate issue, its sudden growth is partly due to how technology makes giving and guilt tripping even easier. We're nudged, coerced, and even manipulated into spending more than we intend, all in the name of ease. Beyond the financial drain, convenience can also cost us our sense of accomplishment. Cooking your own meal, walking to the store, these aren't just chores. They build self-reliance, patience, and confidence. When we hand these tasks off to apps, we lose something. We become passive, less engaged in our lives. Convenience gives us time, but we often waste that time on more passive consumption, scrolling, binge watching, and shopping. The economic system benefits from this behavior. Companies want us to be addicted to convenience because it keeps us spending. And the more automated, seamless, and instant our spending becomes, the more profitable it is for the companies behind it. And in many cases, these businesses don't even need to make money on the product itself. They profit from the data we generate and the habits we form. So how do we push back? Well, it starts with awareness. So ask yourself, are you using convenience as a tool or is it using you? To be clear, it's more than okay to order food when you're overwhelmed or use Amazon when you're truly in a pinch. But when every meal is delivered, every item is shipped overnight, and every decision is automated, you are not saving time, you're trading autonomy for ease. And from a personal finance standpoint, it's important to audit your spending. Track your subscriptions, your delivery orders, and your impulse buys. Most people are shocked when they see how much they spend on convenience each and every month. So do consider this. Cutting out just one food delivery per week could save you over $1,200 per year. And canceling unused subscriptions could free up another $500 to $1,000 annually. And that money could go towards an emergency fund, investments, or paying off debt. And start building habits that reduce your dependence on convenience. Meal prep on Sundays so you're less tempted to order out. Set a 24-hour rule for non-essential purchases. Turn off one-click purchasing on shopping apps. Use cash or debit instead of buy now pay later or credit cards to create friction and encourage thoughtful spending. These small steps might feel inconvenient at first, but over time, they help you build financial discipline and regain control. Because real convenience is having financial freedom. And financial literacy is also crucial. A lot of people fall into convenience traps simply because they don't know better. So learn how compound interest works, understand how debt grows, recognize the opportunity cost of every impulse buy. The more educated you are, the less likely you are to fall for short-term satisfaction that compromises long-term goals. And psychologically, start embracing slowness. Not everything needs to be instant. Let yourself wait. Delay gratification, sit with boredom. You'll begin to enjoy things more when they aren't always at your fingertips. And emotionally, recognize that convenience doesn't equal happiness. Buying something quickly, eating something immediately, or swiping for instant attention might feel good in the moment, but it rarely leads to long-term fulfillment. True happiness often comes from effort, patience, and intention, and none of these are found in the buy now button. Culturally, we've reached a point where convenience is no longer a luxury, it's an expectation. But that expectation is costing us more than we realize. It's creating a world where we're always consuming, always spending, and rarely satisfied. A world where everything is fast but nothing feels meaningful. The solution isn't to reject convenience entirely. That is neither realistic nor necessary. But we do need to be more conscious of when and why we use it. Not every problem requires an app. Not every craving needs to be fulfilled instantly. And not every purchase needs to be automatic. And the truth is, some of the best things in life take time, and they're worth the wait. And that's it. Let me know what you think about overconsumption and this world where everything's just more accessible and maybe too convenient. And if you like videos like this mix of pop culture and finance, please leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any other videos. Thank you very much for watching. And speaking of overconsumption is a word that can mean just buying too many things, but it can also mean eating or drinking too much. With that in mind, check out the next video on how Starbucks has normalized overconsumption.